This is a track just for you if you have had enough. If you feel at the end of your tether, you are exhausted and drained and burned out by this process of trying to conceive. You're not even sure where to go with it anymore. And everyone around you is seemingly getting on with their lives, and it's just feeling like it's too much. And you want to scream, but at the same time you just want to fall in a heap and cry. Wherever you are at, this is for you. So you can do this on a walk. You can do it as a meditation where you sit or lie. You can do it while you clean the house. You can do it wherever and however you want to. First of all, everything that you're feeling is completely valid. Everything. You want something. You feel called and pulled to something. And no matter how hard you are pushing and fighting, it doesn't seem to be coming. And you are exhausted, drained, and you've had enough. And part of you just wants to walk away. But most of you knows that you can't. And so you're in this whirlwind of heightened emotion. And right now, in this moment, know that you do not have to get rid of that. It is not your job. It's okay. Right here in this space, it is safe for you to be just as you are. You are heard. You are validated, you are acknowledged, because sometimes it really is this hard. And it's so difficult for us to be with ourselves when it's this hard, when the pain is this raw, and you can't find any hope today, and you can't find any light. Even then, you are safe and this will pass. Allow this emotional charge to move through you, because that's what it is. Breathe deep and know that it will move through you. And in the meantime, you are held in this space, because you are not the only person in the world in this moment feeling this. And everything that you are experiencing is exactly what people experience before they have breakthroughs, before things change, before things shift, before they get where they're trying to be. And even if you cannot see how that will happen, whether you do anything or not, things will shift and things will change, because nothing stays the same. And so often in this world of fertility, we can't see how it can come together. We can't see when. We can't even see the parts. Sometimes it doesn't feel like there's any particular direction that we can go in. And that's what frightens us, because we are taught that we have to be in the known, we have to have the plan, we have to know the steps, we have to see them ahead of us, we have to know that those steps will lead us to our outcome. You are in new territory. You are in territory that is breaking you through into a whole new way of being. Because the most important, valuable, wonderful, earth-shattering things that come into our lives are born within vulnerability. They are born within uncertainty. They are born out of this mess that is this shattered pain that we carry. Some days our hearts are just that heavy and we need to tend to them. So as you sit here or walk or do whatever you are doing, know that there is an energy that is part of you, connected to you, connected to this universe, connected to your outcomes. And allow this surviving part of you to come in and put its arms around you, put its energy around you. And know it's not your job to feel better right now. It's not your responsibility to get away from these feelings. They will move. And there will be a next step. And sometimes we're just in a place where that next step is to take a breath, to take a sip of water, and then it gathers momentum. And if today you don't know where to turn, if today there is no obvious way, you don't need to do anything at all. Then just be with yourself in this. Be with your heart. Let the whisper of your highest, wisest self come with you, wrapping her arms around you, as she just says, I am sorry that this hurts so much. I'm sorry that sometimes you feel this lost and this vulnerable. I've got you. And we're going to be here in this for a little while, because what you're going through is hard. What you're going through is big, and it's full of uncertainty. And even if you can't see it now, you can't see it today, there is still potential and possibility. There is still an avenue through which things that you couldn't even imagine will come and find you. And today, in this moment, you can be just as you are, knowing that even if you do nothing at all, even if you lie down and stare at the ceiling for the rest of the day, the surviving, wise part of you, at some point she's going to come and rescue you. She's going to scoop you up. She's going to prompt you to go and have that glass of water. She's going to give you an inspired idea of something to do. And you will break through this. You will move through this. Whether you are today in grief, whether something has just happened, or whether it's just being in it for so long that just on this day it feels like too much. Sometimes you will have those days, those weeks, or those months. It is safe to lean into it as you move through this particular chapter in your life, because this is the battle that you are currently fighting, and it is this one section of your life. And in you is the courage, is the survivor, is the capacity to somehow accommodate what you're going through, what you're feeling. And as we lean in and just allow these days that feel like a complete write-off, these days that are lonely, know that you are not alone, that there is an aspect of you holding you through this, that same aspect that links you energetically to every other woman feeling just like this. Maybe today in this moment, maybe last week, maybe in the future. There is a path through this even when we can't see it. Sometimes we just need a minute to feel what's there, to let it move through, to process our anger and our disillusionment and our bewilderment and our disappointment. And sometimes the words of somebody else just can't make that better, and we can't push through it and we can't find something positive, it's okay to just create a little bit of stillness and rein in and let yourself move through this as it moves through you. Because this is not the end of your story. This is not how this is going to be forever. This is today and in this moment. And you are witnessing yourself. You are acknowledging yourself. You are being with yourself. Because when the world doesn't get it, know that you get it. I get it. All these other kindred spirits, they get it too. You are emerging into something else that's more meaningful than this, that's bigger than this, that will one day make sense to you. But for now, in this moment, at this time, breathe. Honor yourself. Witness yourself. Be with yourself. Gently move yourself through this day as your companion. Let yourself cry if there are tears. Let yourself rant if there are rants. Let yourself write this out. However you need or want to process what's there. Surrender and let the wave come over you. Let it pass through you, and it will. And know that that little spark in you will inspire tiny nuggets of things that comfort you today. And when we move into the acceptance that this is how I am today, it already begins to soften the edges of it. It already begins to lift. So let's just breathe together, you and me, in this space right now together, because I feel you. I get you. And I know that this is going to move. And it doesn't matter if it moves in 10 minutes or tomorrow or next week, it will move. You are safe to be in this for now. More understanding will come. More ideas will find you. You are going to figure this out. The point of this is not for you to walk away without the thing that you want more than anything. The point is not for this to overcome you. Today, just be however you happen to be. Breathe. And listen to this as many times as you need. So as you're with this, and I am here right by your side, my energy with yours, I'm sending you so much love and so much grace and compassion in this moment. And I know that this will lift. And so, my love, my friend, do not put yourself under any pressure to shift where you're at, to change your mood. Be with yourself, be your witness today. Spend this day however you are able to get through it. Any way that you can gently comfort, support yourself. Whether that looks like cancelling the day and watching something to distract yourself, or whether it looks like storming off into a rainy walk, whether it just looks like getting back into bed and letting the tears flow. Whatever you feel most inclined to do, know that you are safe to do it, and you are not losing your mind, and you are not going to spiral to a point where you can't come back. You are going to find your way through this, and the way will find you. Everything that you're going through today is so normal and so part of this process, and that doesn't make it okay. But I want you to know that you are safe and that this is going to move. It's just sometimes we need to be with ourselves as it passes through, and we can't pretend to be another way. And we don't want to be talked around. We just need to be in the grief for a little while, and then it lifts. It just does. We wake up feeling different, or we hear something, or we read something, and it just gently shifts us. So just make way for yourself today, whatever that looks like, and trust you are going to make it. You're going to make it through.